Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie, your tarot reader, and today's reading is going to be a very fun one. We're looking into the energy of your children or future children, as well as like how you will be as a parent. This is going to be very fun. I kind of thought of this last minute. We're going to be tapping into your future children. We're going to see how many you have, as well as the kind of parent you will be, and if there's any co-parents involved. And yeah, we're just going to see what's going to be coming through. I also wrote letters. I did automatic writing from the higher selves of your future children. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like all your kids. I did it the child that you had the most impact on is the one that is writing. So it could be your only child if you only have one. It could also be your oldest, or again, just the one that you had the most profound effect on as a parent. But regardless, we have 3 piles here for you today, and I'm doing the piles differently as well. So we do have the crystals, but I also put in a bracelet, which is a secondary crystal, as well as an herb for the piles. And I'll go into them once you choose your crystal, of course. But pile 1, we have smoky quartz point. Pile 2, we have this lovely rose quartz. I almost called it an amethyst. And pile 3, we have this lovely lepidolite palm stone. So take a few deep breaths, take a few moments, think about your future children, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this particular baby Yoda or Grogu, then we have a reading here for you about your future children. I'm going to read a letter from the child that you have had the most effect on, like the biggest impact on. But let's start with some of the things that we have in our cute little glass here. So in particular, you chose the baby Yoda who has the little blue macaron, or the cookie, whatever they called it in the series, I forget. So I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say, let me let this car pass. This kid's going to be a trailblazer. That's what I'm hearing. They themselves may actually like loud cars, and you may not like that. But if I remember correctly in that episode, I want to say he stole this cookie with his little with his telekinesis powers. So I feel like your kid is going to go for whatever it is that they want. This is somebody who is not afraid to make waves, to make noise. This kid is going to be somebody who, they just don't care whose toes they step on. And that may be something that you really have to like curb within them, because I feel like this kid is not going to care. They chose the lapis lazuli, which lets me know they're going to be a great communicator, but also somebody who, I'm hearing they're going to be intuitively guided, but they're not really going to see it that way. I feel like, especially if you yourself are a very spiritual person, pile 1, this kid, I feel like you're going to try to instill things like meditation or drawing in light, or, you know, just healthy, good spiritual habits within them, but they themselves are not really going to care. We also have Palo Santo, which lets me know that, again, they have a drive here, because the Palo Santo goes along with the sacral chakra, if I'm correct, but it brings in a lot of grounded energy. It also smells really good. Like, I like to smell it whenever I need a little bit of grounding, or whenever I need a little bit of an energy boost. It kind of reminds me of how coffee smells. Like, it's just very homey. Like, this kid is going to be very grounded. I'm not seeing whether they're a boy or a girl yet, but regardless, I feel like they're going to live in their masculine energy for sure, because even smoky quartz, all of these are very grounding energies, but paired with this communicative stone, I feel like they're just going to know how to get what they want, because they really speak it out into the world, or they're able to better ask people how to get what it is what they want. Yeah, they're not going to have any shame. This kid, the one that I'm channeling, the one that's coming through in this letter, is going to be one that they just go for what they want, and they don't care how it comes off to anybody else. It's giving me very strong Capricorn, where they have that ambition and they will stop at nothing to get what it is that they want, whatever they have their sights on. But let's go ahead and read your letter. I did this through automatic writing. I haven't really done automatic writing ever, but I was called to do so for this particular reading, which is funny because this is actually my first form of channeling back when I used to write. So this is going to be your kid. So they say, hey. Hey, so remember when you'd be telling me all the random advice at random times and I wasn't really listening? I wish I'd listen more. You're very smart and I'm surrounded by morons, frankly. My company could use someone wise like you, but you don't even speak the language. I finally got into meditating, mostly to help the stress. Other parent, I was channeling whoever their other parent is. They got me into it since it seems to have helped them. I wasn't expecting to see Grandpa, but he came through. I also saw a goddess. I don't know, but she was kind and soothing, kind of how you are sometimes. I feel the need to thank you for everything. Your deposit should be next week. It's bonus month. Love you, best kid. Your best kid. Yeah, this one is very blunt and very successful. I was channeling that this kid's going to take care of you. So they're probably going to give you like a monthly allowance or something like that, which is crazy. Maybe you instilled that within them. Maybe you also gave them a very generous allowance, or you taught them how to work with money, because the energy I was channeling from this particular child was very no nonsense. Like, they're very blunt. They go for what they want. It's also giving me Aries, like a combination of Aries, Capricorn, maybe Gemini as well for all the communication. And as I'm trying to talk, it's weird. My throat keeps closing up. It's been happening a lot lately when channeling, so I don't know what's going on. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at your kids' oracles, as well as the oracles of how you will be as a parent. So we're going to look at how many kids you will have as well. So this particular child that is coming through, I'm hearing they're either the oldest, the only, or the middle child, not the youngest. But let's go ahead and look at your oracles. We have Tiger, Fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Yeah, I was getting very strong tiger energy from your kid. This also lets me know that you or your the child's other parent could have been like a tiger mom or a tiger dad. You really pushed them because you saw that drive within them. But I feel like you didn't do it. It wasn't forceful. I feel like you saw that this kid wanted to go places, so you made sure to adapt to that kind of ambition that they had, because you saw that because they had such great aspirations and they had the potential to achieve that, you kind of became a tiger parent yourself. Like, you made sure to put them in the right extracurricular activities, in the right group setting, in the right environment for them to thrive. Excuse me. I feel like you helped them with finding out exactly what it is that they needed in order to get to where they wanted. And I feel like they're very grateful for that. But you also try to instill some humanity within them is what I'm hearing, because this kid is very cold. They could be very cold to the point where you're like, hey, you need to be a little bit nicer. We also have Black Widow. Look twice, sleep once. This kid's going to be very smart. Very smart. They might also be very attractive, but that's not going to be something that they really care about. Like, you yourself may even notice, like, how did my kid get so looking? Like, neither me nor their parent is this good looking. I feel like that's part of their ambition, though. Like, they make it a point to look good because they know that if they look good, they'll get more opportunities or they will be noticed more. So their physical appearance is part of how they get to where they want to be. We also have Labrador Retriever, sweet, outgoing, and active. Yeah, I feel like they're very outgoing. They may, even if at home they're not very outgoing, because I get the feeling that they actually keep to themselves a lot. I feel like they're going to have a very good social group or a very good circle of friends, or whatever friends they do have are going to be like good quality friends. They're very discerning about the people they keep around themselves. We have read. They're going to love to read, especially at a young age. They may learn to read very young. And that's because they have a thirst for knowledge that comes very natural to them. Some of you may have this too, and maybe you instilled this within them, especially if you yourself are also a reader, pile 1. We have the High Priestess. This is their intuition coming through. Like I said, they don't really pay attention to it. Like, I feel like it's just second nature, but they're not going to be very spiritual. However, they are going to be very intuitive. And we also have the Moon. And I need to censor this. Not gonna lie, pile 1, your kid might be, they might have a hoe phase, is what I'm hearing, because this lady is showing off her butt. I like this card. It's one of the butt cards in this deck that I really like. But I feel like, especially if when they're younger, they kind of make it a point to be popular. Again, to get them to the places where they need to be. They're not going to be above that. They could be Year of the Tiger, because I love Year of the Tiger people. I really do. But they're not afraid of showing a little leg, so to speak, to get what they want. They understand that their physical appeal is just part of what gets them where they need to be. Again, I feel like some of you are not like that. Or maybe they get it from their other parent, but it's something that's just going to come naturally to them. And you're just going to have to either be okay with it or teach them to modify it in a healthy way. I feel like they're not going to want to hear that. This kid, they're gonna be very stubborn. They're going to be very stubborn when it comes to this. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, wrong die. Okay. So I was going to use this die to, determine how many kids you will have, because they might be an only child. That could be part of the reason they're so cold, because they weren't really taught to share with other people. Like, I feel like you're going to have to make it a point to socialize them, because like I said, they're very cold. I have the number 11. I'm hearing they could be born in November. So yeah, this is giving me strong Scorpio vibes, but also Sagittarius. Maybe on the cusp as well. I'm going to roll another number. 10. Yeah, definitely Scorpio, because that's giving me October. Can I get a number? All right, just give me another number then, because I'm hearing, yeah, this is going to be an only child. 5. They could be a life path 5. Yeah, they're going to be an only child, or at the very least, they're going to be the only child you have. If they do have siblings, they might be step-siblings from other partners' kids, because I'm getting the feeling that you and your partner, or the person you have this child with, may not be together, or there's going to be some distance. I'm feeling that very strongly. But you will retain a good relationship with their parent. I feel like you're going to be at the very least friends or on very amicable terms, because it's part of you both see the drive within this child, and you're like, this kid's going to be something special. Let's make it a point to be a good physical supportive force here for this kid. And I feel like this child is going to appreciate it. They'd rather have 2 parents that work well together than 2 parents that are married and are miserable together, if that makes any sense. Like, they're not going to care whether you're married or not, because they themselves are very realistic. I feel like it's this kind of perspective that allows them to grow up rather fast. Yeah, this person, your kid, is going to grow up really fast. Not because you're forcing them to, and not even because of, you know, unfortunate circumstances. They just want to experience life right away. They want to get to that point where they're making their own decisions. They're calling the shots. This kid is probably going to be in a leadership position, and maybe even quite young, not gonna lie, because I'm getting that they might have like a management role in their 20s. Not saying that it's going to be like the best management role. It could just be like a small company, or like, I don't know, like a retail space or something like that. But they're very intuitively guided, mostly by you, but also because I feel like it's within their blood somehow. Most likely you, pile 1, but they're not really going to care about that until later in life, or once they hit a point in life where it gets to be too much for them. They're going to have a spiritual awakening. And I'm hearing they could be 26, because the number 26 is coming through. It could be 42, but it's going to be later in life for sure. They're already going to have amounted to some sort of success before they get to that point. I'm not sure what's going to go on with them, but yeah, it's going to be later in life. They're going to first want to live their life, if that makes sense. And then they're going to want to experience all the, I'm hearing heebie-jeebie stuff. I'm wondering if your spiritual stuff, or if spiritual stuff in general gives them the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, they're going to be empathic, and they're going to take on people's stuff, but it's not going to affect them to their core. So they're going to be really good at reading people as well. I feel like reading here could also be taken as they're good at reading a room. They're good at deciphering what it is that people want, as well as how to get what they want from people. This comes off as very manipulative, I'm not going to lie. And you yourself may even question this because I'm being shown it's not going to be this bad. But the example I'm being shown is in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Azula and her mom. How her mom is like, what is up with, you know, what's wrong with this child? You're not going to think that, well, you're going to be similar where you're like, what is up with this kid? Where do they get this drive from? Because they definitely have an ambition that maybe even you didn't have, maybe that even their other parent didn't have. So you're definitely going to see this kid as something unique and somebody who's going places. And I feel, especially if they're your only child, they're going to take care of you too. They're going to take care of you too, because especially if they have very strong Capricorn energy, Capricorns take care of their parents, even if they hate them, because they understand, they're very appreciative of where they came from. This isn't going to be every Capricorn, of course. I mean, there are unfortunately some unhealthy family dynamics out there, but at their core, Capricorn really respects their parents, or even if they don't, for, again, very obvious reasons, they wish they could. They're the kind of people who will take care of their in-laws and whatnot. Same thing with Scorpio, because I was getting a lot of Scorpio energy from your child. I'm gonna go ahead and use the dies to or the die to get astrological sign for them. So we have Taurus, which makes sense. It's that Earth energy coming through. I'm getting Taurus, Gemini cusp. Let's get another sign. Libra, lots of Venusian energy. This is that physical appearance that they have, that they understand good looks get them somewhere, as well as that friendship group that they have. They're going to be very well connected. Even if you yourself are not pile 1, this kid, you may live in a neighborhood or in an area where there's a lot of affluent families, even though you may not be the most affluent family there, or you may only be like middle class. They're going to know which circles to go into, especially I'm seeing like in high school. They're going to know to get on with the popular kids or the rich kids or something like that. And it may come very naturally to them too. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and tap into the tarot though. Because this is a very interesting kid. I remember as I was channeling this particular letter, I was like, geez, who is this? I am using the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. I'm using this one because it gives me a very homey vibe. And I kind of want to tap into the home energy, the home vibe energy, as well as like the kind of parent you will be, or the kind of environment that you will give your child. But for the majority of you, this is going to be an only child, I'm hearing, or your only kid. All right. Or if you end up having other kids, I'm hearing this will be like, you will see them as an only child because it's either the first kid you had, or there's going to be like a wide age gap between your first and your next kid. And then for some of you, again, I feel like they're going to feel like an only child. You may have had this kid very young. There's some circumstances here that make them act like an only child, essentially. Oldest and or only. Okay, so let's get some tarot cards from my pile 1. We're getting 2. Oh, okay, we're getting 3. Hermit, there are some things that must be done on your own. This kid's going to be very independent. You can see it as solitary. I feel like you yourself may be very solitary, pile 1, but this kid is going to be very independent because you taught them how to be this way. We also have 21, the world. Yeah, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. They're going to be a very accomplished kid. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the kind that like graduates high school very early, or if they get into university very early, or they achieve some sort of success pretty early on in life. I'm hearing around the age of 21. That's what I'm getting, like in their early 20s. You also have the Emperor. Being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. 2 things. 1, I did mention very masculine energy coming through, which the firstborn child will usually have masculine energy regardless of their gender, or regardless of what's going on. I say this as the oldest in my family. I very much identify as a woman. I very much accept my femininity. But ask anybody who knows me, my energy is very masculine. Like, I just can't help but be that. That's just a firstborn and or only child kind of thing. And 2, they're okay. with having responsibility because they want to control their own life. They want to be their own authority. They want to call the shots, essentially. It wouldn't surprise me if they end up having their own business because they don't really like to work for anybody else. Or if they do work for somebody, it's going to be a company that they believe in and one where they can easily go up in the ranks. Let's get another card. But yeah, notice how all these cards, all these ladies, all these people are alone. We have the Cozy Witch. This is the Fool card in this particular deck. Take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. I was getting that with Scorpio energy. Scorpios are very interesting because if they're not always intense, which I feel like this child might be, they're not afraid of starting over. Every Scorpio I know is this way. They're not afraid of picking up wherever they are, leaving their life behind and starting over. The only things they will bring with them are their family, their pets, their kids, and maybe a parent if they have one. But they're not afraid of starting over. And this child is going to be that very same way. They approach every day like it's a new one. But the only thing they hold on to very strongly is that ambition and that drive. They themselves, honestly, even though I was picking up on a little bit of hoe energy earlier, they're not really going to care whether they have a relationship or not, or whether they get married or not. Family, marriage, relationships are not important to them, but they will use their physical appearance. They will use their sensuality to get them where they need to be. This could be somebody who ends up dating older people or people with power. Again, you're not going to know where they get that from, but this is something that they have. Yeah, because I'm being shown Cleopatra for some reason. Yeah, it's very interesting. We also have Two of Pentacles. When life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. So this is going to happen more towards when they are older. They're going to try and balance out their ambition with their more human side. Believe it or not, and this is very interesting, their spiritual side, this ambition, this drive they have, this take no prisoners kind of attitude that they have, is actually a very spiritual energy that I feel a lot of people don't have. I'm here, is it Pleiadian? I'm not sure. But believe it or not, they have like an alien type of guide or energy to them that gives them this ambition. It's whatever, it reminds me of ancient Egypt as well, or like I'm hearing Roman times as well, ancient Roman times. They could have a very strong guide from that era, or I don't know, maybe they lived in that era as well and they did very well for themselves during those times. Because I did mention Cleopatra earlier. So this person, your kid, it's not going to be their first rodeo trying to take on the world. They're going to be very driven. They feel it will be their life's purpose, but the spiritual side of them will come later. And I feel like that's going to soften them up a lot. It's going to tame that inner tiger that they have. It's very interesting energy. I feel like you as a parent are going to give them a lot of independence. You're going to instill good values within them. You might have to, like I said, you're going to have to rein them in when they get a little too out of balance, I'm hearing. Maybe they do some sports. All right, let's get one more card. I'm going to see, okay, there's like 5 cards wanting to come out. One card, just one card, please. Page of Cups. Let yourself be continually surprised by this thing called life. Like I said, there's going to be a feeling within them. They're going to feel very alone, especially with this Hermit card, because they understand that not everybody thinks the way they do. They understand that they are very unique, but they embrace that. They just consider it something, they're going to consider it a benefit to being the kind of person they are. It's like, well, there's not a lot of people like me, so this means that I can get further ahead in life. This means that I can do the things that other people cannot. I'm getting a little bit of Elon Musk energy, the positive one, like how he created the Tesla company and everything. I'm getting something akin to that where they're very unique. I'm also getting your kid, when they are in relationships, huge age gaps, either very old or very young, depending on their age. So you're just going to have to be okay with that. Don't be surprised if this kid ends up being with people that are your age. Very, very interesting. I feel like they're going to have like Venus in Aquarius or Venus in aspect to Uranus somehow. That's coming through very strongly. But this kid is something else. They're not afraid of being alone because they know that they themselves are going to be the best relationship they ever had. I'm not sure if they themselves will have kids. I feel like even they won't know that until they get to a certain point. But you're not gonna force that on them. I feel like you're gonna be very understanding that your kid, one, is very unique. Two, they do what they do. You know they have a wild spirit that nobody can fully tame, and you're gonna be very accepting of this. And three, you're gonna be very proud of them. Very proud. It's like you understand they're nothing like you, but you're proud of them regardless. Also, what was that in the letter that was coming through about not speaking the language? So I was taking it to mean two different things. One, it could quite literally be that they work in a different country than you, or you live in a country that it doesn't have your native language. And two, if it's not a language barrier, because I feel like in the future, language barriers are going to be less and less of a thing. It could be that you just don't speak the business language, or you just don't know how to operate in the world that they operate. So I feel like if they could give you a position where you're just like a wise elder person within their company, they would. But I'm also hearing you just don't fit into their world. And I feel like you yourself understand that. You and your child, this particular child, may live very drastically different lives. You could be out in the middle of the woods or on your farm or something, and this kid will be in a big city, literally conquering the world. So don't be surprised if, like I said, you're going to be very different, but you're going to be so proud of this kid. You're not going to know where they get anything from, because I feel like you yourself are nothing like this Pile 1. Or even if you are, not to the extent which this kid is. I'll be honest. I feel like you yourself may also have ambition and drive and maybe even have your own company. But what this kid does is, it's like, you're going to feel like it's out of your league. But you're proud regardless, of course. All right, let's move on to some closing advice. Or closing messages from your kid as well. I'm using the Sacred Creators Oracle. I'm being told to draw 3 from this deck. You are the muse. You inspire them a lot more than you think, Pile 1. Like I said, you will both understand that you're different, but they seek a lot of inspiration from you. What was it? What did it say about meditation? I saw a goddess. She was kind and soothing, kind of like how you are sometimes. I feel like this is your energy coming through. Even if you're the father here, your energy is going to be very nurturing to your kid. Your energy is going to be very soothing. You're going to inspire them. They're going to want to do things for you and in your honor. I'm hearing, like I said, they might give you like an allowance, a monthly allowance or something, or they may send you money frequently or even gift you very interesting things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they gifted you a house or a car. Yeah, and also, your best kid, like I said, some of you, this might not be your only child, but they will have only child energy. They're going to think they're the best kid. They're very competitive. This child is crazy competitive. That's why I think for some of them, they might be a middle child. I'm not getting anything else about their siblings, though, if they are a middle child. They may alienate them. All right, let's get another card, 2 more. Soul on fire. They got a very fiery spirit, that's for sure. Very fiery. And accept and receive. You're going to learn a lot about reciprocity with this kid. Like I said, because you're so different, I feel like they're going to balance you out, believe it or not. Like if you operate from your feminine energy, this kid's going to operate from their masculine and vice versa. You're going to teach them a lot about balancing things out. Because they're going to be very intensely in a very particular kind of energy. I'm letting this trash vehicle pass because it's very loud. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's messing me up. But you're going to understand your role as a parent with this kid. You're going to see where you need to step in. It's going to be very cut and dry, the things you need to teach them. Because you're going to see it. Like, for example, if they're very competitive, you're going to teach them how to be a good loser and a good winner. Like, you're going to teach them how to accept victory and or loss with grace. You know, it's that kind of energy. If they have relationship issues, if you see that they like to be a player or a playgirl or whatever, you're going to be like, hey, you got to be more honest with the people you date. You're going to know when to step in. It's going to be very, very clear with this kid, and they're going to appreciate it because they're not above accepting advice. They just don't like to hear it. They just prefer to ask for advice too, you know? Okay, let's get a card from the Work Your Light Oracle. They're going to be a handful when they're younger, that's for sure. Okay. Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Like I said, they have a little bit of an alien energy to them when it comes to their spirituality. They're not going to feel at home on Earth, but they understand that they chose this adventure and they're accepting it. Very interesting energy. This kid grows up very fast. And get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. This is both you and your kid. I feel like your best times together, like the vacations or the days that you have together, they're going to appreciate the most, are going to be the ones that they spend in nature, whether that's going to like a park or going camping. Something about learning about Earth. I feel like they really appreciate nature in general. And if you do too, I feel like you will bond very well here. I'm also seeing this, again, if you live out in the middle of nowhere, out in like, I'm hearing the fields, out in like the country, they're going to love to come visit you because it's going to be so different from the life that they choose to have. One more card from the Affirmators Deluxe Tarot, or sorry, Deluxe Oracle. Criticism. I remind myself that there's nothing in this world that everyone likes. If someone doesn't get me, my perspective, or my work, that's okay. There are also people in the world who don't like pizza, but does that mean pizza is bad? Nope. It means those people are wrong and or robots, and it's actually all good because more pizza for us. They take criticism very well, or you may teach them to take criticism well. But yeah, they're going to understand that they're not everybody's flavor, and they're okay with that. That's like, well, what I'm hearing, like if somebody doesn't like them, what they're going to think is, well, of course they don't like me. They don't have good taste, and I'm clearly really good taste, so only the finest palate will understand me. This kid has an ego, like the confidence this kid has. I don't know. I feel like I'm a fan of your kid already, pile one. Like I said, I feel like you yourself you don't know where they get this from, because I feel like you're not completely there, pile one, but regardless, you're so proud that they are everything that you couldn't be. But this is where I leave you. Thank you so much for letting me read your future child's energy. If you feel like claiming this, by all means do so in the comments. This kid's gonna go places. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the rose quartz, then we have your reading here for your future child. And who they are, what's going on with them, how they're gonna be as a kid, and of course some insight into you as a parent. So this child got rose petals, and already they're a very loving kid. I promise you that, because I'm going to read from the letter, and it was so sweet and so kind. You got the Grogu with the little teacup, like I feel, or cup in general. Like I feel like it's going to be chalky milk, but I was thinking of a teacup because I feel like this is going to be the kind of kid who likes to sit down and have a cup of tea, or treat you out to a beer or something. There's something very loving about this kid. And you got the moss agate, which always makes me think of the heart chakra, like a very grounded, loving energy. We got rose petals, again with love, and of course the rose quartz. And the letter that we have that I wrote through automatic writing, I haven't done automatic writing ever, which is funny because I used to write a lot, and that would be my first way of channeling certain messages before I realized what I was doing. But let's go ahead and read your letter from your kid. So it says, "Hey, lovely. I have so much I want to say, but let me start by apologizing for being so clingy when I was little. The world was so scary to me, and I didn't realize my gifts at the time. This is why I'm so grateful for having you, of all people, as a parent. I got so attached to you because I knew you had all the answers. It took time for me to understand you were also human. Regardless, I'm grateful and I love you. You know this, I tell you every day. It's an honor to continue your legacy. The world needs more people like us, and your grandchild is slowly accepting their abilities as well. The world is changing so fast, but I know what you began will last a lifetime. I hope I'm doing you proud. Love you so much in this life and the next. Heart, Mini you. This is definitely a kid who is just as spiritual as you, if not maybe even more so, depending on where you are spiritually. Because I was getting the feeling that this kid, they understand that they have a gift. I'm getting very strong feminine energy from them, very strong. It's likely that they are a woman, or even if they're a man, again, very feminine energy. Do not be surprised if this is a gay man. But regardless, well, it could also be a straight man. That's what I'm hearing. Very strong feminine energy, and they love you so much. I feel like there's going to be a kid who's very attached and very clingy to you, as they said, but like, it's going to be throughout their whole life. I feel like to the point where you're going to want to put some distance between you and your kid. You're going to be like, hey, I can't walk you through everything. You have to learn to be independent. And it's going to take some time for them to get there, honestly. But this kid, this child is very, very perceptive. They're going to be very quiet when they're younger because they see and hear a lot. I feel like you will also understand this. Like the moment you see that they have some sort of spiritual gift or ability, you're going to make it a point to get them to master this or find the right people to help them out with this. Because especially if they cry a lot when they're a kid, like I'm seeing them as a toddler right now, they see a lot. They have an intuitive gift that is very strong with them, and it may come off as autism when they're younger. They might be diagnosed with that, but it's actually a gift that they have because they were born with it. You yourself might have this too, so take that if it resonates. It'll all depend on where you are, pile 2, but this child for sure has it. But I feel like because of this particular ability they have, they cling on to you because you understand them. You're one of the few people that understands them, and they love you so deeply for this. It's like, I'm literally seeing like, they're going to feel like a pet. Like you just take them everywhere. You might homeschool them as well, depending on your situation. I feel like you're literally going to be their best friend, and they're going to be the ones who say that you're their best friend. I don't feel like it's really you, pile 2, though it might be. You're going to be so close as a parent and child. Like they're going to look up to you. They're going to come to you for every little thing. Like I said, some of you might get annoyed with this, but this kid is just going to love you so much. If you yourself are also spiritual, and I feel like a lot of you are, pile 2, they're going to be the one to carry on your legacy. Whatever it is that you do, they will do as well. You share similar guides. That's a fact. You will share similar spiritual guides, as well as I'm hearing you've lived different past lives together. Yeah, because they even say that in the little sign off. Love you in this life and the next. I feel like you both have a spiritual contract where you're like, yes, we're going to see each other in every lifetime, and we're going to have like a familial kind of bond in every lifetime. In some lifetimes, you're friends. In some lifetimes, the roles are switched. Like you may be their kid. And I feel like you will both come to an understanding of this sometime when this child gets a little bit older, old enough to understand what that means. Old enough to understand that you were both sent here kind of in tandem together to create something that the world doesn't get to see too much. You could both be energy healers. You could be tarot readers. You could be yoga instructors. I don't know, but you create something together where they make sure to carry on your legacy. And I feel like this grandchild they were talking about, same thing. You have a bond with them. All of you share similar guides, definitely share similar ancestors. After all, these are your kids. But like, it's like a legacy that's lasted many lifetimes, and it's rather beautiful. But you're not boastful about this, and you don't let ego get to you. Ego is out of the equation here. But love is very prevalent. It's part of the reason they're a very loving child, because they understand that love makes the world go round. The love for humankind and humanity. It's very beautiful energy. But let's go ahead and get into the oracle cards for them. Wrong deck. Wrong pile. That was pile 1. Okay. Okay, we have raccoon. Oh my god, I love raccoons. Inventor, decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. This kid is going to be a jack of all trades. I feel like they're going to be... They really have the the possibility to be anything they want. They're very talented. They're very smart. And they don't mind keeping many jobs or trying out many things to see what they like. But what they end up liking the most is whatever it is that you do, pile 2. We also have Venom. Let me in, said the spider to the fly. Yeah, this is what they see when they're younger. I feel like they're going to be very clairvoyant, where they literally see like, they see not so great things. For example, if they come across people, oh, they're going to hate strangers so much. When they meet new people, if these people have like really nasty energy, they're going to hate it. They're going to absolutely hate it. Even if this person isn't even like, even if they're harmless, they're going to see the nasty energy in them and they're going to be like, no, absolutely not. I hate this person. I hate this person. Which, pile 2, if you're going to end up being a single parent, this may suck for you, because they will see the person you date and they're going to be like, nope, nope, I don't like that person. They're going to make up their mind very quickly, because literally this is what they're going to see. They might also have nightmares frequently. Again, you're going to learn how to handle their particular gift that they have. We have Chinese crested, elegant, happy, and sensitive. It's funny because I said they're going to be like a lap dog or like a pet. Because Chinese cresteds, they're a little dog and people keep them as pets. I think like in ancient China, correct me if I'm wrong, people kept them in their clothing. They were those kinds of dogs. I feel like this kid, they're going to be attached to you at the hip. They're going to never want to be away from you. It's going to be annoying, but you're going to work through this, because I feel like in the future, like once this child gets older, they're just going to see you as a friend. They're still going to want to be attached to you, but like they will know to keep their boundaries. They will know to keep their distance. I'm getting strong either Pisces or Cancer vibes from them. We also have Make an Altar, very spiritual. This kid is very spiritual. They're going to honor their ancestors a lot, because whenever I see this card, I think of like what my heritage does, my culture in Mexico. We do Day of the Dead. As I'm saying this, the sun is shining so brightly. But we honor our ancestors, you know, during that time of the year, during the first few days of November. And I feel like they're going to do something similar, even if they're not Mexican, even if they don't do something this direct. Because I did say we do have Chinese here. I want to say some Chinese culture, some parts of Chinese culture also do this, where they honor their ancestor. Because I'm being shown like Mulan in the little shrine, you know, lighting the incense. They're gonna be very spiritual at a young age. Don't be surprised if they're the kind of child that talks to like grandma or grandpa at a very young age. They're gonna be the kind of kid that sees dead people, for sure. That's part of the reason why Venom comes through. They're gonna be very clairvoyant, clairaudient as well. They will hear things. They're gonna have very good hearing, so be careful what you say around them or what you don't want them to hear. Also, claircognizant. Wow. Oh, that's going to be a tricky one. They're just going to know things without you telling them or without you even speaking about it. They're going to be the kind of kid where if you're thinking about something, they might give you an answer to whatever it is that you're thinking about. But they're not going to know they're doing this. This kid is something else. Let me tell you. Like you'll be in like I'm seeing a scenario where you're in a grocery store and you're wondering if like, I don't know, apples are on sale. And this kid will be like, Mom, look at these apples. I think they're good. And it's going to be like the one apple that is on sale. And you're like, okay, that was interesting. But you weren't even saying this out loud. You weren't even talking to them. They were just like picking up on your energy. Not going to lie, pile 2. Your kid will creep you out sometimes with how psychic they are. Okay. And then we have the Hermit. I'm not surprised. They could be an only child, which is part of the reason they have such strong spirit guides. But even if they're not, they're going to be the kind of kid that likes to be by themselves. If they have siblings, they're going to retreat a lot to their own because they will not like having to deal with their siblings' energies. And also, I love this card because this is a mom and a kid. Like I said, they're going to be so clingy. You're going to be trying to do your own thing, like clean or do your thing. And they're going to be right there like, Mom, please, or Dad, or like whoever you are. They're not going to want to let go. This is something that I feel like some of you might be okay with this. You don't mind a clingy kid. But like, you're going to be an adult with adult things to do, you know? Like, you're going to want this kid to leave you alone a little bit. I'm seeing a mixed family here in that They might have step siblings, you and your partner, because I feel like you will have a partner that helps you raise them. Your partner, if it's not their biological parent, they're probably not going to want to deal with them too much, because I'll be honest, they fear this kid, or they might be a little bit intimidated by their abilities, because their abilities are going to be so apparent and so obvious that even your partner will be like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, well, what's going on with that? And not in a bad way. I'm not saying they're criticizing them. You're just going to be very defensive about your kid when it comes to that particular skill that they have. If their biological parent is also your partner, for most of you, it will not be. Believe it or not, it's going to be the other biological partner whom they get this ability from. I feel like you are also very spiritual, and so is their biological parent. But when you came together, it's like this kid got all the spiritual goodness from both of your sides. They're going to see it as a curse in the beginning. It's going to end up being a blessing, especially as you get older. As I'm saying this, the sun just keeps shining brighter and brighter, letting me know that this kid is going to be very full of light and life and love. Yeah, I really love this kid. Very sensitive, very sweet. But it's not going to be easy as a kid, let me tell you that. I was not a kid who had like these abilities very young, or if I did, I wasn't aware of them. Like my family definitely didn't recognize this, but you will. I feel like you will know a lot of psychics because of this kid. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if you were in a grocery store or somewhere outside and like a lady who is very, very clearly psychic, like stops and talks to your kid, and then they tell you about it. They're going to be like, this kid's very gifted. I feel like a lot of them will offer their services to you as well. Listen to your kid about how they feel about that particular person though, because they themselves will have a good discerning eye intuitively when it comes to the kind of teachers they're supposed to take on. If it's not you who teaches them, by the way. I feel like some of you will make it a point to teach them how to handle their energy, but some of you may need outside help, or you may decide to get outside help regardless, because you know everybody will teach differently and your kid could benefit from that. This kid will likely be homeschooled though, because of their abilities. I feel like if you shove them into like a high school, or if they do end up going to high school, you're going to make sure that they're ready. But if you end up putting them in if you just sent them to any school, I feel like they wouldn't be fine, because it would be too much energy, too much for them to handle. And I feel like if you don't want people to know about this, you're just going to make something up like, oh yeah, they got special needs, autistic or whatever. Truth is, this kid is just very special. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. This kid loves you so much. They're a little clingy. They're a lot clingy. But also, I don't know, this kid just loves you so much. Okay, so we're going to get a few cards for how you are as a parent, as well as like home life. Some of them might be only children. Some of them might have siblings. Regardless, they're not going to want to be around their siblings too much. It's going to take them some time to open up to their siblings. All right. We have Knight of Swords. Be ambitions. Chase your every dream. This kid's going to communicate very well. It's part of their gift. They communicate very well. You're going to like having conversations with this kid. I think it's part of the reason you and this kid are actually like good friends. You see each other as good friends. But you got to remember you're their parent first. You got to remember that. We have the 10 of Cups. Okay, but sometimes it really is all rainbows and smiles. You're going to have a very lovely life with this kid. Like I said, they're going to feel like a friend. It's going to feel like soul family for sure. Like even you, Pile 2, I feel will understand that it was meant for you and this child to be in each other's lives. It's definitely like a soulmate energy, but it's like a family soulmate. Because I'm seeing the generations here. Like this lady looks a little bit older because of her gray hair. Like you could be this parent, your child could be this child, and then this is your grandchildren. This child will definitely give you grandchildren. That's for sure. They're going to want to continue whatever it is that you have. Like there's an urgency here to continue on a family lineage. And they're going to be very proud of that. They're going to want to be a parent because of the kind of parent you were to them. They're going to see it as a blessing to be a parent. So whether they, I feel like at the very least one, So you will see grandchildren in your lifetime. All right, let's get more cards. But a very happy family home life once you get past the struggles of having a kid like this. The Broom, this is 13. This is the Death card in this particular deck. Tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. Lots of transformational energy. You might move around a lot as well, but lots of transformational energy. They could also be a Scorpio. And I forgot to do the dice, the astrological dice here, but I'm going to go ahead and lay these cards out and then we'll do the dice. We have Seven of Pentacles. Nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows. They're not going to be afraid of hard work. They're not going to see work as work because their line of work is going to be very spiritually guided. So it's not going to feel like work to them, but they're going to be a workaholic nonetheless. We also have Five of Pentacles. Nothing is ever as hopeless as it seems. This is especially true when they are younger. They're going to feel so lost and they're not going to know what to do. They're going to see their blessings as a curse from time to time. They're going to wish they didn't have it. But I feel like you are going to have to be that encouraging voice to let them know that no, the gifts they have are a blessing. They were born with these gifts to make the world a better place because they're going to have, not going to lie, it might be like quite often that they just wish they were like everybody else. But you're going to have to show them that no, they're very talented, they're very gifted, and you're very proud of them. Nine of Pentacles. Pause and savor the results of your success. Sorry, my hair is getting everywhere. They might have long hair. They might decide not to cut their hair for spiritual reasons. I know some cultures do this, so take that if it resonates. But we have Nine of Pentacles here. Pause and savor the results of your success. They're going to be very successful. Very successful. They're going to be very abundant. It could be due to an inheritance. It could be due to their hard work. But regardless, they're going to be very well taken care of financially. It could be their own abilities that bring this to them as well. Yeah. But don't worry about them. They're going to do well. They're going to do fine in life. Let's go ahead and get the dice. I'm going to roll the number dice. And this was meant to be how many kids you would have. So if it's like a number under 5, I'm going to assume that's how many kids you will have. But for some of you, this might be an only child. 3. You're going to end up having 3 kids. And I was getting that earlier where they might have 2 siblings that they stay away from. They're likely to be at least half biological, whether they're yours or their other biological parents. It will depend. For some of you, you might stay with the parent that they have, like you and your partner will have this kid together and you will raise them together. And these could be the kids you have, but they're going to have 2 other siblings. You will have 3 kids or 3 kids you look after. And I'm going to roll this again. Oh, they might be born in February. Sorry if that was loud. Or you could also have 2 kids. So you might have 2 or 3 kids. They'll be born in February or March. I'm getting strong Pisces vibes from them. So they might be a Pisces. Let's go ahead and get a sign or more signs to go off of. Sorry, Pile 2, if you noticed that. I just had to sit down because I felt something weird on my leg. Okay, that was weird. Hopefully it wasn't a bug bite, but regardless. Okay. Aries. They could be an Aries, which would make sense for March because March is it's when Aries starts. What's another sign? Scorpio, I'm not surprised because we do have the Death card here and I was getting very strong water sign vibes. They could be a combination of Aries and Scorpio as well. They might be on the Pisces Aries cusp. One more. Taurus. This is that cleanliness. It's that cleanness that comes through. Yeah, they might have like a particular aspect in Taurus. Also an intensity. Oh, if they are a Scorpio, they could be born on a full moon. Okay. Or if they're a Taurus, they could be born on a full moon. Because I'm seeing like either a moon in Scorpio and Taurus sun or a moon in Taurus and a Scorpio sun. Something along those lines. But regardless, let's go ahead and move on to your advice cards. This kid is going to be very mellow though. It's very interesting. Very different from Pile 1 for sure. If you were called to Pile 1 because you know you're going to have more than 1 kid, I encourage you to do so. And if those two piles are siblings, oh my god. you're gonna have your hands full as a parent, that's for sure. Okay. I'm hearing to only get 2 cards for this pile. We have Befriend the word polarize. Yeah, they're not going to be popular with everybody because, again, this kid is very different. All right, another card. The edge of evolution feels messy. Yeah, life is going to feel messy for them sometimes because they're always evolving, always changing. They have the possibility to help people out, and some people may not like this. It's part of the reason they polarize people. People will either hate or love your kid. It all depends. And I feel like if you were to explain what's going on with them or what their deal is, they would like them a little bit more. But it's not always going to be the case. You're not going to be able to tell people that your kid is psychic, essentially, because, you know, I mean, the implications of that alone, I feel like certain people would just not believe you. And I feel like you yourself understand this as well. But yeah, that's what's coming through. I also didn't realize that I broke a nail. Oh my God. This kid's going to be a little accident prone, not going to lie. Because in this reading alone, I broke a nail. I felt something bite my leg. I don't think it was a bug. Maybe it was something else. They're going to be a little bit accident prone, so just do watch out for that. Make sure you have a lot of protective energy around them. I'm going to get a card from the Work Your Light deck. Being told to get 2 from this, actually. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. They're going to help you ascend into a different spiritual realm as well. They're not going to do this intentionally. I feel like you're just going to do it because you can't help but do so as well. Like whenever they learn to master their abilities, you're going to naturally tap into some of your own abilities as well. But they're going to do this to everybody in the family. So don't be surprised if it affects everybody else. We also have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. They're going to have to learn how to set boundaries. When I see this card, I'm thinking of boundaries. Both with you, like I said, because they're going to be very clingy. They could also be very clingy to their other parent as well for different reasons. And not with their siblings, though. I'm seeing something about them not liking their siblings. That's very interesting. But they're going to learn how to set boundaries. Back of the deck, Lemuria. They may have had past lives in Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Yeah. And then a card from the Affirmators Deluxe Tarot. But lots of loving energy, because look at all the pink and the red. They're going to be very heart chakra centered. Very loving. All right, I'm getting this one. Risks. I take big risk and leap into the unknown with fearless abandon, knowing that the best surprises and richest experience come from bold choices. Worst case scenario, the unknown is filled with spiders and they swarm me and eat me and decorate their spider cave with my bones. But what are the chances? You know what I was just thinking, Pile 2? As I was shuffling this, I was thinking that a spider might be one of their animals. I'm not sure why. One of their spirit animals or their spirit guides or something. So something about spiders is coming through here. They may like spiders. Maybe that's one of their passions. They might keep a spider as a pet. I'm seeing a tarantula. Oh, I hate tarantulas. I'm sure they're cute, but I personally am not a fan. But regardless, this is where I leave you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you and your future kid. If any of this resonated, let me know. If you would like to claim this, or if you already have a kid like this, let me know again. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose this lepidolite palm stone, then we have a reading here for you about your future children. So right away, your kid is going to be quite funny, but also very artistic, and also very, I said artistic, by the way, A-R-T-I-S-T-I-C. So, did I spell it right? Anyway, your kid's gonna be a little bit all over the place. They got lavender as their herb, and it smells very lovely. And their crystal, their bracelet, they got, I forget what this is called. I want to say it's Picasso jasper, or I don't know, but it's a very lovely color. Very similar in vibe. Your kid's gonna be, well, one, hilarious. I feel like they're gonna be very happy-go-lucky. They're gonna be very fun to be around. But they're also going to be very messy. That was like the biggest thing that was coming through for them. It was like they're going to be a chaotic kid, a little bit messy, but very cute, very sweet. Let's go ahead and read their letter for them that I did through automatic writing. It says, hey, I want to thank you for bringing me into this life. I know I was a handful as a child, but you made my childhood fun, so all I remember is the good times. I didn't realize that all those shows and video games would play such a big role in my life, but I have an immense gratitude, as you say, that you introduced me to them. I'm glad you allowed me to be so creative and encouraged me to be myself, even when it was hard. I lost some friends because of this, and for a long time I blamed you. I now know better. They were never really my friends anyway. And I have a better community now, and a lot of these friends are envious that you gave me such a great life. Anyways, I love you. EXO, your child. Yeah, they give me a very youthful energy, and I feel like you actually encouraged a lot of this pile 3. You yourself may also be this way, like you like to have fun. So you wanted a kid that you wanted to have fun with, and this is what this kid was. But they were also very creative, and I feel like you allowed them to really hold on to their inner child. Like, I feel like you like to watch certain shows together or play certain video games. There was like a certain thing, or is a certain thing, that you two enjoy, and I feel like that's how you both bond, whether it's like a particular show or, like I said, video game. It could be game in general. But I feel like they're actually going to take some of that, and it's going to, they're going to accept either a job in that particular field, like they may work for a company that also makes a show or a video game, again, because they're very creative and also very funny. They might work for television or something like that, like they might create shows or be a writer on a show, because I'm getting a lot of comedic energy here. But let's go ahead and look at their oracle cards right here. We have Unicorn, infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. It's funny because I was just thinking about how they're a little bit like a unicorn. I was getting that message before I was tapping into this reading, believe it or not, because I was staring at a unicorn, because one of the decks that I'm going to use in this, it's this one with the unicorn, and I was like, huh. But yeah, they have unicorn energy. They may like unicorns. Very feminine energy, because I am getting like this could be a girl, but also very childish energy in general. So I don't think it matters what their gender is. It's more like there's going to be something very cute about them, and they're always going to be cute. Like even as they get older, they might have like a very childish face or like a very childish way of being. Like they're going to be youthful forever. We also have Black Panther. Wear the crown with honor. We have Scarlet Witch. Explore beyond the veil. Very interesting. They're going to be very powerful, believe it or not. I feel like because... Let me get the rest of the cards first, because I'm getting something, but I need confirmation. We have Australian Shepherd. Bright, diligent, and spirited. I like Australian Shepherds and Border Collies for this reason. These are dogs that are, they don't listen to just anybody. They need to gain their owner's respect first. If they see that you're not smart, they're not going to listen to you. Likewise, with this kid, I'm getting like the fool energy, where they seem like a fool, but they're actually very smart because they trust in the universe. Very interesting energy. Oh, okay. Not sure why this card came out in this reading. I'm being told to get another one, but just in case you were wondering, it's this particular, well no, okay, they don't need to know. I'm going to get another card from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, but this kid might work in an industry that you yourself may not approve of, is what I'm hearing. Like, you're going to have a hard time talking about their work. It's not going to be for everybody. Okay, let me get a different card. And if the next card I get is going to be similar, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. If not, that's something you don't need to know about. They're going to have some secrets that they keep to themselves, and they hope they don't find out. It's nothing bad, but it's going to be something that they just rather their parents not know. Okay. Drink tea, number 21. They're gonna enjoy they're gonna enjoy drinking. Let's just put it that way. All right, they got 3 Audacity deck cards, by the way. We have the Chicken Nugget, number 24. They got the Mother, 17. They might become a mother at 17. Some of them. Some of them might become young parents. Not all of them, especially with that card that I had. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. So the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck has a card that says sex. They might end up, it's not going to be all of your kids. Some of them might end up being very young parents, and you might have to take on a grandchild younger than you thought you would. That's not going to be for everybody, though. And the Devil, yeah, especially with this card. They're going to get into a lot of trouble when they're younger. I'm going to have to sit down because, like I said, they're a very loving and sweet child. They're very cute. They're very nice. They're very artistic. They're very fun. Here's the thing. They're not going to learn enough discipline when they're younger. I feel like this is the one you're most relaxed with, and I'm not surprised because this is the number 3, and I'm thinking of like the youngest out of 3 kids. They could be the youngest child. I feel like this will be the case, and you're going to be so relaxed with them, but the thing is, they might have kids early on. What's funny is this pile is reminding me of one of my sisters because she is the youngest of 3. She also had a kid rather young, not too young, but like younger than she wanted. I'm getting similar vibes though. And that, just take that if it resonates. But regardless, this kid is going to be very interesting because once they do get into an energy where they can finally be the boss of their own life, essentially, it's going to take them a while to grow up because they're going to have a very strong inner child. They're going to like to have a lot of fun. They're going to be messy because, again, you're very relaxed with them, but some of it is also going to be very creative mess. Like, I feel like if they are going to be organized, it's going to be whenever, for example, if they're an artist, their supplies and their artist supplies are going to be very organized. Like at work, they're going to be very organized. They're going to be very clean. They're going to come off exactly how they need to come off. But at home, in their home life, not at all. They're going to be very different. It's going to be a completely 180. With Black Panther and the Scarlet Witch, there's an intense energy to them. I feel like they draw in people that are very powerful. I feel like their friends might be people who are like, either they're very spiritual or they could just be very powerful. Whenever I see Black Panther, I think of somebody who, when you first see him in what was it? Is it a Civil War, Captain America Civil War? You don't realize that he's a prince or that he's about to become a king because he's very unassuming. Like, he's very charming and very dashing looking, but you don't really assume much about him. And then you find out that he goes through a lot. So this could be your kid, but this could also be the kind of people they draw in. This kid could marry rich, I'm not going to lie. But I'm also seeing these 2 cards as like a combination of their feminine and masculine energies. Their masculine energy, very powerful, very in control, very considerate. People come to advice for them. Their feminine energy, a little witchy, a little bit seductive, but also a little bit magical. I'm hearing Black Magic Woman as I'm channeling this, so I feel like they might have that kind of energy. With Australian Shepherd, they prefer people who are smart. They themselves are capable of anything, but they prefer people who are smarter than them because they like to surround themselves with people who know that what they are doing. With Drink Tea, like I said, they could enjoy drinking. This could be alcohol, but I'm also seeing like a social drinker. Like, they might be the kind of people who have a social group that they go to rather frequently. Like, they might meet up with them for drinks, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, on a weekly or monthly basis. Because I'm also seeing tea time, like, especially once they get older, they're going to have a group of friends that they meet each other for like tea or brunch or something along those lines. This could also be a way that they bond with people. They might just like to enjoy going out to dinner or cafes with their loved ones, especially with the chicken nugget here. They're going to be very popular. This kid is going to be, they're going to have a lot of friends. They're going to be very funny. People are going to find them very funny. Also rather mischievous, because I'm being brought back to this particular Baby Yoda cup that I have. And it's the cheekiest looking one. They're going to be very cheeky. People are going to love them. But with the mother, either they hold their mother, if this is you, in very high regard, like they honor their mother very much. And or, yeah, I feel like they just value their mother very strongly. If not, like I said, they themselves could be a very young parent. I feel like take whichever resonates. It could be both. Not everyone's going to resonate with that, of course. With the Devil energy, I feel like they're going to have a little bit of a chaotic past or a little bit of a... They might not surround themselves with the right people all the time because they have such a large group of friends. They might have a hard time discerning between good people and bad people, especially with these two cards, because Scarlet Witch is one of those characters that she was good, but then, no, she was bad, then she was good, then she was bad, so it's that kind of energy. Black Panther, same thing in Civil War. I mean, I know it was Civil War, so they were already fighting each other, but Black Panther had his own agenda. He just wanted to go after whoever was responsible for the death of his father. So I feel like they call in people who don't always have clear intentions, if that makes sense. And some people might be really good and other people questionable. So I feel like it's going to be your job to let them know how to decipher between good friends and bad friends, because they're going to have a hard time deciding that for themselves. But with Unicorn, they're a very sweet soul, very unique. By the way, I broke a nail and I know it looks ugly. I just don't want to change it right now because I'm in a mood to channel. But regardless, your kid is going to be very unique, very artistic. They could be a nail technician, because I know some nail techs are very creative. And that's where that organization comes in, because I feel like nail techs have to be very organized in their workspace. Otherwise, you know, people will not think that great of them. It's part of the job. So take that only if it resonates. But let's go ahead and get some Astro dice. I'm going to use the number dice to see how many kids you will have, or any important numbers for your child. 3 kids. So like I said, they might be the youngest of 3. You could have 3 kids. They could be born in March. They could be a life path 3. But 3 is also a number of a good time. These are people who like to party, because I'm thinking of the 3 of Cups in the tarot. We also have 7. They could be born in September. Yeah, because this is actually giving me strong Libra vibes. But they could also be a life path 7, which would make them very spiritual. But I'm not getting too strong of a spiritual path for this particular child. Just that they are very, very fun to be around. We have Cancer, so they could be a Cancer, or have Cancerian placements in their chart. We also have Scorpio, so they could have Scorpio placements as well. Cancer is also making me think of the mother here, because Cancer is a very nurturing, motherly-like energy. So they might just have this in general. They could dye their hair many colors. I'm hearing as well, many colors. But yeah, a lot of people like this person, regardless. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. Very chaotic energy. Out of all the piles, this is the one I'm having the hardest time keeping grounded, which is very interesting. They're going to love their siblings, by the way. If they do have siblings, if they are the youngest, they're going to love their siblings. Unlike the last 2 piles, either they didn't have siblings or they did not like their siblings. All these piles have been very different. If you've claimed more than one, you're going to have a wild time as a parent, that's for sure. All right, so for my pile 3. 7 of Cups. This is those options they have. They might have a hard time making decisions. Not every great option you're given will be a great option for you, but they're not afraid of trying things out. We also have the Star, 17. Have faith that healing is in the forecast. They believe in being guided by the universe to some extent, not as strongly as the other 2 piles, or as pile 2 more than anything. But they have a lot of hope, and because of this, they're able to manifest exactly what they need. Very feminine energy here. They call a lot of things to themselves. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, what an abundant opportunity. Yeah, I feel like they're good at creating money when they put themselves in that energy, but it's not always going to be the case, because in order to make money, they have to be in masculine energy, and they don't like that. They prefer to be feminine energy. They prefer to be passive, regardless of their gender here. Like I said, some of them might marry rich. We have 2 of Pentacles. When life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. Yeah, they have to learn to get grounded, because tapping into this energy, it's a little bit all over the place. That's going to be one of the things that you may have to teach them, or that they will have to learn. You may also ground them a lot, pile. Not ground as in like discipline, but ground as in like you're a grounding force within their life. As they get older, they're going to come to you for advice. We also have Ace of Swords. Look at you. You're bursting with the sparkly new ideas. As they get older, they're going to get smarter about their things, about their situation. I feel like it's just going to take some time for them to grow up is what I'm hearing. even if they'd have kids at a young age, they might still take some time to grow up. So it's like, yeah. Not everybody will have kids at a young age here, by the way. Just letting you know that. This could be like a warning that if you don't teach them the proper amount of, one, discipline within themselves, and two, to discern good people from bad, they could end up having kids younger than they want. So this is more of a warning sign for you to instill that within them, pile 3. All right. I'm being told to get 2 more and then back of the deck energy. 2 of Cups. Some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. Yeah, they have a lot of friends. They always have friends. They might be somebody who's always in a relationship as well. And King of Wands. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. This person's very popular. They're very charismatic, very attractive, very charming. People love them regardless. Back of the deck. Judgment. Yeah, they have to practice good judgment here. All signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. They're not going to regret anything that happens to them, even if it's unfortunate, because they know it's all part of the process, especially with the star here. They're very optimistic, very happy-go-lucky, like I said, but they're also very, they just have no regrets. It's giving me strong Sagittarius vibes as well. Yeah, like, they don't mind all the negative stuff that happens. They just take it in stride because they know they have a great parent that loves and supports them. Because I really feel that you do, pile 3, regardless. Even if you wish they would just, you know, you wish they were a little bit more discerning or a little bit more, you wish they had better judgment, that's for sure. But they will eventually get their ish together. I promise. It's just going to take some time. They definitely give me the vibe of the youngest child in their family. And if you know anything about the youngest child, they're always the baby. Like, they're going to be the baby forever. And I'm sorry if you are that way as well, pile 3. But if you know, you know. And I'm not trying to sound mean or anything. It's just how it is. All right, but let's go ahead and get some cards from the Affirmators deck. Oh, okay. These 2 popped out. We have individuality. I delight in being my own person, though I indelibly connect, though I am, sorry, I'm having a hard time saying this word, though I indelibly connected to my parents, siblings, children, cousins, cats, dogs, sea monkeys. I see the beauty in being my own unique and sometimes crazy self. It's all right if my near or far and mostly dear ones don't always understand me. To be honest, I kind of take it as a compliment. They love their family a lot, but they also know they're very different. In fact, all 3 piles today have had that similar feeling that they all understand they are unique and different and they're okay with that. This pile, more than anything, it's giving me from Encanto, the movie, the Disney movie Encanto, who was the main character? Mirabel? Mirabel knows that she's different, but she still loves her family. It's giving me that kind of energy. Like, she knows she doesn't have a gift, but that's not going to stop her from trying to be the best person ever. Or it's not going to stop her from loving everybody. You know, it's that kind of energy. They might have a big family. I feel like you yourself might have a big family, and this kid will love it. We also have challenge. When a big challenge lands on my plate, I relish the stimulation and growth it brings. It's tempting to be daunted, but I'd rather stretch myself and prove I can pull off the almost impossible because it's way more fun to be a total boss than a total baby. You know how I just said that they're going to be a baby forever? They're going to wake up one day and be like, I don't want to be that anymore. I want to prove it to my family and to everybody else that I have what it takes to make it on my own. Yeah, they're going to get a calling and they're going to rise to that challenge. We also have a card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Okay, this one popped up. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Don't worry if you feel that you have failed them as a parent when you see that they are in times of trouble or need. You're doing just fine. And so are they. I feel like because they don't regret anything about their childhood or their past, you shouldn't either. They understand that life is supposed to be wild, crazy, and a little messy. They're okay with that. They just want you to know that. Yeah, because what did it say here? I know I was a handful as a child, but you made my childhood fun. So all I remember is the good times, are the good times. Yeah, they remember the good times. Also, that thing about friends, like I said, you wish they were more discerning. They're going to learn to become discerning about the people they keep around. For sure. I promise. And then I'm hearing 3 cards from the Sacred Creators Oracle. All right, we have overrate your intuition. They will eventually learn to tap into their intuition, especially because I feel like you as a parent are rather intuitive of them. They might ask you how to work with it. We also have fill your cup with sacred giggles. Like I said, they're very funny. They like laughter. They like joy. They understand that laughter is the best medicine. And in the end, all they should do is have a great time. Unstick the stuck. Yeah, they will eventually grow up and unstick from wherever they feel stuck in. They're not going to stay in this energy of feeling like a bum forever, because I feel like some of them feel they are, or they feel like they may not be able to get anywhere. But there's a bright future for this kid, I promise you. Regardless, they're very lovable, very cute, very sweet, and very creative. And yeah, I really love this energy. They're very fun. But this is where I leave you, my pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.